we're going to ask Mr. Scott LeMay, Councilman Scott LeMay, to come on up. Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind, come on up. Give us your 1 minute opening, or 2 minute opening, and anything else you want to share with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Scott LeMay.
Thank you. My name is Scott LeMay, yes. Briefly, I am a married father of 3. My youngest daughters are twins, and they are 18 and about to graduate from high school. I have a 23-year-old daughter. My wife Tiffany and I, the week after, 1 week after being sworn in as mayor, Tiffany and I will celebrate 25 years of marriage. So we are, you know, I've probably pushed the bounds for better or for worse, having been in public service since 2007. I ran for city council. I lost that year, but was subsequently appointed to the Planning Commission. And I served on the Planning Commission until 2012, when I resigned to run for the District 7 Council seat in 2013, which I currently serve in now, and will of course be terming out here in just a few weeks. You know, my wife and I, when we looked for a home, we found a home in Garland that was the one. I can't tell you what it was about it. We were looking for, you know, just a nice, quiet neighborhood. We found it, and we've settled in, and have no intentions of moving. Hopefully, people will start to move out of my house, and it'll be just right for the 2 of us. I tell people, you know, my next home is either a funeral home or a nursing home. I have no intentions of moving. I am where I'm supposed to be, and I am looking forward to continuing my service to the city of Garland. As mayor, I can tell you it wasn't my life's ambition you know, it is just something that I got involved in, and the city got its hooks in me, and here I am today. So I'll stop.
All right, Mr. Mayor-elect. All right, okay, at this particular time, we have any questions coming from the floor? Any questions coming from any member of the floor? If not, I know our panelists, Dr. Johnson or Mr. Elijah Ellis may have a question for you, but you want to start with the floor since Mayor-elect LeMay is unopposed. Any questions from the floor? Wow, you guys are going to be easy tonight. Dr. Johnson, you have a question?
Mr. LeMay.
Yes, sir.
Garland Power and Light provides utility service for the majority of the residents in Garland. However, should residents have the option to select their own utility provider? Why not?
Well, to tell you, there is roughly about 15% of the city that is not covered by GP&L, and I live in that 15% area. I used to think it was, you know, all congregated in one area, but it's actually scattered around the city. But I do not live in the GP&L service area, and I can tell you that I wish I did, because of the reliability and service of GP&L. I would take that over Encore any day. As far as people having the ability to choose, I think we need to look at Garland Power and Light is a huge asset to the city. It allows us a lot more flexibility in economic development actions, and you know, I understand that people are frustrated when they can't choose an electric provider. Garland Power and Light has worked very hard to make their rates more competitive, or as competitive, and I think that effort shows how much that a utility company cares about its customers. And so, you know, at this point, I don't think deregulating the municipal-owned utility is in our best interest. Sorry, I'm talking to you guys. You're probably talking to me.
All right. So just to be clear, so residents, you think residents should have the options, or residents should not have that option?
I appreciate people wanting to have the option. I appreciate having the option. I can tell you I've never changed a power company, but I think at the end of the day. At the end of the day, people under GP&L, I think it's a great benefit to them, and I think GP&L is a great benefit for the city as a whole. I mean, I don't know.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, if you don't mind standing and state your name, please.
He's gonna make you do this all night.
John who?
John Washington. I'm a resident of Rowlett. However, I have brothers and sisters and a daughter in Garland. And GP&L is right now, last month's bill is $400. It's not even summertime yet. So not everybody's happy with GP&L, especially my brother. And he's single with a granddaughter with him. And you talk about, like I said, it's not even summertime yet, and it's $400 plus.
And your question, Mr. Washington?
The question was a statement.
It was a statement. Yes, it was a statement.
I see that. We want questions.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm Lewis Moore. There are only 3 cities of substantial size in the state of Texas that have their own utility where the city council members serve as the board of directors.
Correct.
And Garland is one of those.
Correct.
Do you think that should continue? Do you think that is something that needs to be discussed further? How do you feel because it's such a minority?
I think, you know, and I can tell you, I don't have a lot of information on the other cities, how they operate their utilities. I can tell you that I have nothing but confidence in how GP&L operates the utility here. As far as, you know, if we want to open it up for discussion, certainly. I think at that point, you will be able to have a good look at what the impact to the overall city would be if Garland Power and Light were opened up to freedom of choice. But I think overall what you would see is that the benefits to the citizens are probably a lot greater as a whole.
But my question is not about freedom of choice, about dividing city council from the board of directors, because the two function as one, except in the cities of Garland, Benton, and Austin. And all the other cities have split the function in two with their own independent board of directors.
You know, I would say I don't know how those cities operate. I don't know that I would have a problem looking at doing it. No, I mean, as far as having an independent board, if you will, for whatever from the city council. But at the same time, I don't think that anything bad has come from the Garland City Council serving in that role. I don't think that you know, the operations of the utility have not suffered.
Okay, we have
I'd like to ask a question.
Mr. B.
Scott, from 1990, Johnny Beach, school board, but I'd like to, I served on the city council in 2002. We kind of had the same issues with Garland Power and Light whenever I served at the same time. One being that there was a stockpile of about $84 million sitting there that we weren't able to use to help in economic development or road repair, whatever the case may be, because of the 15% TXU. So my question, I guess, would be, would the council entertain something there to help offset? Because when someone talks about a $400 bill, and depending on if they're paying 8 cents to 12 cents per kilowatt hour, could that amount be lowered per kilowatt hour if we have the stockpile of $84 million in the coffers for Garland Power and Light? So I'm just curious, are y'all willing to listen to, I mean, I know that when I served, we had a mayor that was adamant about not touching GP&L because he didn't think it was fair because 15% were not served by GP&L. So I just open that up.
Yes, I mean, I think I'm certainly open to that discussion. I know that, you know, GP&L's rate mitigation fund has been used to help to try to keep rates in check, if you will. As far as opening that up broader, I mean, it's certainly a discussion worth having. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
And it's true the TMPA has been sold, isn't that correct? That debt is gone?
It's
Better.
It's kind of a yes and no question to answer. Yes, but there are still some remaining issues that have to be dealt with as far as, for lack of a better way to put it, dissolving. Yeah, I mean, it's not just unfortunately, it's not just a flip a switch to use a very bad pun. I mean, there's some processes that we are going through and have been going through as far as closing down the operation.
Thanks, Scott.
Mr. Mary, like, we're gonna have one question come from Mr. Ellis, and then we're gonna go ahead and give you a closing minute.
What is your position on the proposed bond package, and do you support each proposition? If so, why?
Well, as a current elected official for the city of Garland, I cannot take a public position on the bond package. I can't tell you to vote for it or against it. What I can do is direct you to the information, and I can talk to you about the individual items, but I can't, as a city official, I can't promote or oppose that. I can tell you that if there's 8 propositions, if all 8 of them pass, if 4 of them pass, 2, 3, whatever the case may be, those propositions that pass basically become our to-do list. You know, the citizens are voting for those things, whether it's the street projects, drainage, parks and rec, you know, economic development, whatever. That basically becomes our to-do list for the next, 6, 7 years, hopefully not longer than that. One of my goals for whatever proposals pass is that we work very hard on producing them. You know, in the past, basically what we've got to do is we've got to prioritize them, we've got to plan them out, and what we've been lacking on a lot is producing. And so prioritize, plan, produce. Prioritize is going to be the first step. It's easy to say what the first 2 projects are, probably the animal shelter if it passes, the police evidence room if it passes, so there's 2 projects. What project number 3 is, I can't tell you at this point. What project number 3 is, I can't tell you that either. We've got to sit down as a council and kind of go through that depending on what passes. But again, it will be our function to make those things happen. And some sort of logistical, there's a lot of logistical details to work out. There's a lot of strategic things that, there might be a path that you think this should be 2nd or 3rd or 4th or 5th, but it might be better if that project is 10th, 11th, or 12th, just depending on how we can position ourselves. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens on May 4th with those and what we move forward with. A lot of them are really addressing quality of life issues, and I think there are certainly amenities and upgrades that I think we can all benefit from.
All right, well, Councilman Mayor-elect LeMay, thank you so very much. If you want to give us about 30 seconds closing, Sure. As I said before, I'm really looking forward to continuing my service to the city of Garland. It is something that I absolutely enjoy. And there are other council members, former school board members, and planning commissioners and such. It's not always fun. It's a lot of long meetings sometimes. It's a lot of meetings that, will just beat your brains out sometimes. But I really love doing it. I love being involved, and I love this city. This is my home. And so I work as hard as I can to make it as great a place as it can be for you and for me and for my family. That's what I'm here for. So I look forward to the next 2 years. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Scott LeMay.